Thank you, Governor, and thank you for joining. We appreciate you being here today. We appreciate the hard work you do every day for all West Virginians.
All right, thank y'all so much.
Thanks. All right, everybody. So for our last presentation, I am going to walk you through some key takeaways. So I always try to make sure in these conferences, and our hope is always that there are things that you can act on leaving here today. So we've heard a lot of research, we've heard from a lot of different folks on insights, and I figure your head is spinning a little bit from all of these details. But what I want to do now is just briefly boil it down to the 5 things that I want you to take away from today's Governor's Conference. So the first one is that the travel and tourism industry is resilient. So you guys have already heard throughout the day that tourism is bouncing back. We're one of the industries, there are already people who are out traveling. And the best news that we've heard is that those who aren't traveling yet are dreaming of traveling. I love the way that Roger put it this morning when he said, it's like a coil that's just waiting to spring open. When people are ready to travel, we think there's going to be a huge amount of pent-up demand. So again, our industry is resilient, the people of West Virginia are resilient, and the West Virginia travel and tourism industry is most resilient. The second takeaway from today is that communication is more important than ever before. There's a couple different types of communications that we've talked about. So the first one is communicating with your customers. So we've talked a lot about the importance of communicating with them about the safety protocols. Marriott did a great job of explaining some of the things that they're doing, all the way down to communicating with customers through your eyes, since you can't see smiles anymore. All these different things that we've heard. We heard Pat Strader from Digital Relativity talk about making it easier to communicate with your customer about your hours, about your menus, those sorts of things. But I also think it's important that we have regional communication. You heard from Kylie and Katie at Meredith that we need to be looking at packaging itineraries. We need to be looking at packaging, connecting the dots for these travelers who are traveling by car and are traveling further than they have in the past. We also need to talk about communication with the state. So one thing that I love is that today I was looking through the participants, and I've mentioned a couple of times, we have a lot of new folks, but I went through the list and there are fewer than 20 of you that I haven't talked to since this pandemic began. We have talked to so many of you. We've been dealing with you on the issues that are facing your company and your organization and trying to work through those. So I'd ask that you keep communicating with us. We'll keep communicating with you, getting this research out to you and giving you the tools that hopefully you need to start bringing your business back even more. And the last type of communication I want to mention is communication with our federal leaders. So you heard Roger from US Travel this morning talk about the importance of communicating our needs with the congressional delegation. We sent out information in the chat window with their contact information, and I hope each and every one of you reached out to them today to let them know about the assistance that we need here in West Virginia. I hope that they are all wondering what in the world is happening with the tourism industry today, because we've made such an impact. So again, number 2, communication could not be more important than ever before. Number 3, there are low-cost ways to market and advertise your business. So this is a hard one, right? You need to get your message out more than you've ever needed to before, but your budgets are likely lower than they've been before. So a couple of things. We talked specifically about how to improve your business's footprint online. So doing it through your free and organic channels, doing it through social media, your website, posting those COVID updates, those are really, really important. We also talked about cost-effective ways to advertise post-COVID. So Jeremy Witt at BVK walked us through some of these strategies and some of the methods that are most important. The last thing I want to tell you on this one is let us help you. The Tourism Advertising Cooperative, the Tourism Office's Cooperative Advertising Program is here for just that. As soon as the pandemic hit, we increased our match from 50% to 80%. If you're not participating in this program, we would love to have you. We just closed out our winter portal, and I'm happy to report that we had the largest buy for winter that we've ever had before. So folks are letting us help them, and we are so excited to share with you guys soon the results of those winter buys. The fourth thing is you can never be too hospitable. So I absolutely loved, and I said it to our team afterwards, when Scott was talking about communicating with your eyes. It's such a hard thing to think about doing. Even here, looking around the room at my team, they're all sitting here wearing masks. It's so hard to understand, what are they thinking right now? Are they, it's just really difficult. And at a time when people are more stressed than ever before, these personal connections are more important than ever before. So we're going to have to work as an industry to develop new habits. We're going to have to develop new ways to interact with folks. And I look forward to working with you guys as we all start to develop those things. But hospitality has always been one of the strengths of our industry. When you survey folks who have been here, one of the things that always comes up at the top of that list is how hospitable our people were. So I know we're going to adapt to this, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to take some time. And this is something that we'll continue to look at and to talk about in the coming months and weeks. The fifth thing, and this one is most important, the future of West Virginia tourism is bright. We are already bouncing back. You heard from Roger this morning that West Virginia is one of the national leaders in recovery. We're already starting to see those numbers go back up. And I truly, truly believe that we are poised to be not one of, but the top tourism destination coming out of this. You've heard research today from Longwoods. You've heard research from Meredith. You've heard research from almost everyone who has spoken. And they've all told you the same thing, is that travelers want a number of things. They want affordable destinations. They want road trips. They want to escape the crowds. They want small town charm, and they want outdoor recreation. And I would challenge anyone that there is no better place in the entire country to get those things than West Virginia. So again, the future here is so bright. I want to thank you guys. I know that this is not ideal. Honestly, I hope this is the first and the very last virtual governors conference we ever do. But I want to thank you guys for everything that you have done. We are so looking forward to seeing you in the coming months. We are so looking forward to seeing you in Huntington next year for Governor's Conference. But I want to leave with one closing thought, and it's this. I have had the privilege to stand before you all for 4 years. Each year, we've had really exciting announcements and things to celebrate. One year, we got to celebrate the first increase in 3 or 4 years. The next year, we got to celebrate a 9.9% growth. This year, we're talking about COVID. But strangely enough, I am more proud to stand before you guys, albeit virtual, than I ever have been before, because of everything that you've done to come together, to rally together. So I just want to thank you. I want to thank each and every one of you who's called me, who's talked to me about your needs and your challenges. You guys have done an amazing job of working together and working with us as we work to raise the profile of West Virginia tourism. So again, thank you for everything. All of the agendas and all of the videos will be posted on our website tomorrow. So if you missed something or you want to go back, you'll be able to find it online. But again, thank you for joining. We appreciate you joining us via Zoom, and we can't wait to see you soon. Have a great afternoon. Bye.